Hey, percussion. So today we're going to be working with our drumsticks. Even though you can't see it down here, our drum pad. So you're going to need to set up your drum pad for this. I'll give you a second to do that, and we'll see you back in a moment. Okay, so snare drumming 101. I know you're excited. Everybody likes to play the drums. It's fun, and it should be fun. I'm going to try to angle my computer a little bit more to get more down onto the pad. So bear with me here as I make this little adjustment. Try to figure out how to do this without my computer falling over. And I'll scoot back a little bit. Excellent. So first things first, how to hold a stick. Believe it or not, that is an important aspect of this. Okay. You'll hear people refer to it as a grip. And don't let that term fool you, because you're not supposed to grip the stick. It's not supposed to be like squeezing with muscles and veins popping out. A good way to test your grip and to make sure it's correct is to let your hand relax. Okay, like dead hand. Put your stick in there and just hold it. You should be able to pull it out with minimum friction, right? Now, the stick is still touching the palm of my hand. My fingers are all touching the stick. And if you notice, my thumb is still on the side. Okay, so all the fingers are touching. I'm squeezing ever so slightly with my index finger and my thumb. But the most important thing is my fingers are all touching. And even so, I can still pull the stick out with very much ease. If you go to pull the stick out and it's pretty tense, you need to loosen up. So just hold the stick. It's super simple. Okay? It almost looks like you're giving someone a thumbs up. Hold the stick and then put your thumb down. You don't want your thumb to be up the stick like this. There shouldn't be a gap. Your thumb should be in. Okay? And then just mirror that on both hands. So if you're left-handed, you might want to start this with your left hand. What's more your dominant hand? I am left-handed. Okay? So left-handers can do drums too. Okay. Once you set up your practice pad, I am sitting so you can see this. You should always stand. Okay? But however, due to my video and equipment, things, I have to be sitting. You want your practice pad to be just below your belt line. Okay? You want to make sure when your practice pad is set up that your hands aren't like this. You don't want your wrists to be broken. I mean broken by like this. Okay? It should be a nice, straight plane. Okay? Your wrist should also not be crooked. It should just be completely natural. Your natural hand position. Okay? So if you notice, my hands are at a pretty good position. Your hand should form a very nice V on the pad. V for victory. The beads of the drumstick, these are called the beads, you want them to be about an inch or two apart. You don't want them so close to where you're going to be hitting yourself. So leave a little space. Okay? Socially distance your sticks. Okay? Now, how to actually play what we call a legato stroke. Legato means long, and it means the stick is moving fluidly. So I'd like for everybody to go ahead and put your sticks down for a moment. And I am hoping that everybody has bounced a basketball someday in their life. So if you imagine you have a basketball in your hand, okay, and when you bounce a basketball, we use our wrists. So go ahead and have two basketballs and bounce them both at the same time. And when you bounce a basketball, the ball hits the ground and it immediately does what? It comes right back up to your hand, right? But how do we control the bounce? Right? When we're dribbling a ball down the court, we're just standing there, right? We control the bounce with our hand. If you bounce the ball and moved your hand, the ball would just continue to go up, right? We control the ball with our hand. We call that a rebound. It's the same thing with percussion drumming. When I take my stick and I bounce it against my pad, it has a natural rebound. I'm going to hold my stick with only my thumb and an index finger, and I'm going to throw the stick down, and I am not going to stop it as it comes back up. If I didn't catch it, it would have flew off to the stage, right? I mean, it wants to go. right? But I use my muscle, I use my hands, much like when you bounce a basketball, to control the rebound. So I'm letting the stick come right back up. I'm not impeding it. I'm not slowing it down. I'm just letting it do its job. What we don't want is for you to put the stick onto the pad, stop the stick, and then physically pull it back up. Hopefully you see how robotic that looks. That is way too much work. Okay? So you just want to bounce the ball. And this is your first lesson, is you need to take some time on your pad. Imagine the bouncing ball. Okay? Light, rebound, control. The stick rebounds off the pad. So if you start with your stick about halfway up and you throw the stick at your pad, let the stick come back up to its starting position and don't stop it, but catch it here. You're going to want to start this really slow at first. And then do your left hand, or in this case, my right hand. And again, I'm just throwing the stick down, and I'm letting the stick come up. And eventually, so this is a really important skill. It's the basis for everything you're going to be doing, whether you're playing a snare drum, whether you're playing timpani in the future, or mallets, or anything. Okay? It's all about the control of the stick. So one more time, the thumb is in, the hand is relaxed, right? Relax your hand. Hold the stick. Minimum friction. Throw the stick down. Let the stick come up. And just get used to that. It's okay to go slow. This is what you need to start with. Spend a lot of time doing this. Speed will come later. And you got to practice this so much that you can probably notice I can just talk and really not miss a beat on this. You got to get it to where playing this and doing this exercise is just like, it's like riding a bike, both hands. Make sure to practice each hand. If you're a right-hander, you're probably going to have to practice your left hand more. If you're a left-hander like me, you need to practice your right hand more, because your non-dominant hand is going to have a little less coordination than your dominant hand. You'll know what I'm talking about once you start doing this, because you'll feel it. You can even practice hands together if you want. Oh, I did that wrong. Let the stick come up. And once you get faster, so that is your first snare drum lesson. I'd like for you to work on that quite a bit. If you're a big TV watcher, sit down with your pad and practice in front of the TV. Sometimes those little practice pads can be a little loud. You know what you can do, and it's actually very effective. Take off your shoe. Put your shoe between your legs. Practice on your shoe. It's made of rubber. The bottom of your shoe is. Your stick will rebound, and it's not so loud. Still works. Okay? Happy practicing. Be sure to watch this video multiple times so you can get reminders on what to do. I hope it's been helpful, and look forward to seeing you in class.